Why the world keep stressing me? They asking for Makonnen, and I ain't even asking now.
What the fuck is up? This is Hitch Vincent. We're watching the Halloweenville Podcast, and we're here right now with Atlanta/Portland legend Ilovemakonnen. And I have way too much I want to get into, but the most pressing issue on my mind right now is, how are you and how has Portland been treating you?
I'm doing okay. Portland's been treating me, it's been treating me good, I guess. You know?
What was your first time like in Portland?
It was in 2016 on September 1st when I came, and it was a rainy day, cloudy, and yeah, it was chill. It was like,
What made you decide that this should be home base?
I just needed to get away from everywhere that I was already because I was tired of it and wanted to go somewhere I'd never been before.
How do I phrase this? Is it true that you're running for mayor in Portland?
No, I'm running for governor of Oregon.
You're running for governor of Oregon.
Yeah, it's a difference. Big difference. Portland's problems are bigger than me. And I think for me to handle Portland's problems, I need to handle Oregon's problems.
If you were governor of Oregon, what would your first act and motion be to try and fix Oregon's problems?
The first act of motion would be we are going to rework all these drug laws. We're going to rework this homeless stuff. And we're going to make sure that these roads and stuff get repaved so that we can start getting back to rebuilding the whole state.
Real.
Yeah. And I think those are our first two issues, is with all this homelessness and this drug freedom like this. There's no really serious punishment. I think we need to bring back some serious punishment so we can clean this place up, because we have a beautiful state, and certain cities are just allowing it to go down. And I think that overall the state doesn't want to fall to one city.
When was the first year you lived in Portland?
2016.
So you moved here in 2016?
Mm-hmm.
How? I think I actually moved here like a year prior. Personally, I've seen it like Portland change from day and night.
Mm-hmm. Same.
How I don't know how to phrase this. Why do you think that's the case? Like 2016 now to 2024 Portland, they feel like completely different cities.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I really can't say, but I think whoever's been in charge has not been leading, and I don't think they've really been concerned with the citizens. And I think that there just isn't enough communication with everyone to know what's going on. And I feel like there's this select group that is supposedly making the laws and said that they're going to help everything out, and they really have just making everything worse. And I don't know if it affects them as much as it affects the people that live in these areas. So I don't think they may see it as an issue, but it is an issue for a lot of people that, need it. And so they need to be leadership from somebody that is of the people, that knows what's going on, who's living the life and not just, up there playing a politic game.
Have any of those laws or politics affected you since you've been here?
Have they affected me?
Yeah. Or like the places you've lived in directly, have you seen it change?
I mean, it's affected me from affecting my community, to seeing businesses closed down, to seeing a lot of rise in crime and break-ins, and no police presence, and no kind of repair going on in any of the places. And so it just feels like it's being abandoned. So yeah, it has affected me because of the abandonment.
Yeah, Portland does, like, straight up, like, the heart of Portland just looks like an abandoned city, almost like Arkham City vibes now. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Not to dwell on the sadness of Portland, but now that you're in the heart of it and you're an artist, what is the most attractive part of the Portland art scene to you?
I think the most attractive part of the art scene in Portland is the uniqueness of the artists and the standoutness, more so, of like DIY type of thing and not really trying to follow a popular trend or something like that. People are more so just using their authentic type of thing that they feel of an expression. So I think that I just see a lot of representation in Portland of many different type of arts, and I don't really see that in many other places. Yeah, and so I think in Portland you have a lot of quality of artists, but you don't have much quantity, as in like, there's not like thousands of people at the art scene, at the art show and all this stuff, but the people that are there, they can definitely be their own attraction somewhere else. Yeah. So, yeah.
Coming from Atlanta, at least that specific time frame that you were in Atlanta, where there was a huge wave that it seemed like the community really came together, and because the community of strong artists came together, they essentially influenced an entire decade of music. And you look at everybody right now who's number one on the charts influencing this or that. It comes from that Atlanta wave. Mm-hmm. What do you think is stopping, or not stopping, but why do you think Portland can't, like, how does Portland come together to do something similar? Because I see opportunity and I see artists there that, like, if they just work together and got the...
Yeah, I've seen that too. And I think that the way that they can come together, we can come together, is people start identifying themselves as what they do, because I think it's a thing of where everybody does everything. And there needs to be like, okay, photo and video and audio people, right? Let's get a group of these people and know exactly who they are. They have a network of this and stuff like that. Okay, then it's like fashion people and models or whatever, the clothing people. Let's figure out who you guys are who are doing all these things. And then, I feel like it needs a yellow pages first and a sort of identifier, a notebook or something where we can organize and figure out which genre of art or which type of part that these people can contribute to the scene, and then we need to start putting them together in group activities so that the things can start being genred and multi-grouped, and then that the people are getting the right things. Because a lot of times you may have the people who put on a great show and a great host, but there's not a lot of people in the audience that came to it, right? Or then you have a lot of people that's in the audience that came to it, but you don't have the right person up there hosting it or something like that. Then you have a great event, but there's nobody who captured the event to show others, like, this is what we're doing, this event. So I think that all the people need to come together and figure out, like, okay, I'm a part of media, You guys let me know your events. We're going to come through, capture them, get the best things of them, blah, blah, blah. We're just asking for some tags. If you guys can, shoot some money or whatever, thank you, And it's like, all right, great. Now we have the artists who want to perform, who are doing the I'm a performer thing. And then figure you guys out. Then we figure out the places where we can have events at, the owners who support these type of arts and things like that. And then it's like, okay, let's get a schedule to where we can have a monthly routine of like a bar crawl type of thing or event crawl, to where it's like, we were on the east side at the first part, we're on the south side, we're north, and we're this, you know what I'm saying? So that people can start finding a trail, or like a pathway to follow on, and then that can lead people to, right? So it's like, if this thing was already set up by June, right? If we already set it up January and had it running by June, all the people that are coming into town for the summer, now it's like, here's the pathway for you to go through to Portland. You were here at the first Tuesday, the last Thursday, this thing and that other part, this thing here, this thing there, this thing here, that thing here, and then have like a lineup or people dedicated to knowing we're going to be in the city. We want to make this the greatest summer ever. These are events we want to put together. Where are the places that are going to allow these events? Who's going to allow people to be outside? It feels like it has to be damn near a town hall of the creatives and people in Portland that want to do something for the community, to start coming together and start not just speaking about it, but really taking action and putting these things into motion. Because I've been to a lot of things where it's like, we want to make Portland great. We want to do something for Portland. We want to do something. And it's like, everybody's there, and it's like, well, what are we going to do? And it's like, oh, just write something on the wall that says what you want to do. And it's like, okay, we can do that. But you have to understand that everybody is not really a social butterfly. That's like, hey, I'm so-and-so. Hey, I'm so-and-so. Hey, I'm so-and-so. So it's like, I don't know that you do video. I don't know that you do photo. I don't know that you're in fashion. I don't know that you're a model. I don't know that you do events. I don't know any of you guys. So how am I going to be able to identify you to say, hey, model person, or hey, photo person, I have job or event, something we can communicate on, and then we'll be able to get some work done rather than just seeing people and telling them, oh, I know of your past work, or I don't know of any of your work. It's like, well, what do you do now that we can communicate on now, that we can connect on and make something for now? Because I don't really like going over the past and what's been done and what it's not like and who's not here and who did thing and all that shit. It's more like what's going on now, and then that will become the past.
Yeah. Do you ever see yourself opening like a venue or a community center or anything like that for artists?
Yes, I would love to do that, but it all comes with needing business partners that can help take care of the other side of things, because I have really a lot on my plate already, and so trying to handle everything to make sure all these finances are taken care of for this event, not the social, but the mental health of the artists and stuff are taken care of, and all these things for, it's like it takes a team. And so I do have grand ideas that I would love to see take place for the overall cause, but I know that it needs help. There needs to be partners. There needs to be people in their fields that say, hey, this is what I do. You know what I mean? Like I own the building. I make sure that the lights are on. Everything is running here. You need to come in here and do the other part of making the event. And whoever else you have out there needs to do the other part of making sure that the event is filled and it's successful and it's safe. So it's like those are three parts that three different people need to be expertise in. So I think that's where we're at, of needing that sort of identifier of Portland 2024.
Okay, I'm really curious. How did the Martha's World brand start?
The Martha's World brand started in 2020 when we were during COVID and stuff, and I was not really in the mood to make music and really didn't, want to be bothered with the music industry and stuff. And Martha was already something I was doing before I did music. So it's always been an art thing of me, and I've always had these, other ideas of myself as an artist rather than just using music as a platform or as an expression. And so I started to come up with more things that I wanted to see visually to be used and, be aesthetically pleasing and emotionally supportive for people, with putting some sort of message and meaning behind the brand and some sort of feeling behind the brand, and not just overpriced prices on the brand, So that's really where it all came from. But Martha came from beauty school, from when I was in beauty school and made a doll head. And then, the whole idea just kept consuming me and coming over, and then it's become this whole big world. And there's numerous other girls and a whole bunch of other characters and stuff that I'm still drawing out and working on to get it into a physical place.
Do you come up with all of the ideas for all the products? Because I feel like Martha's World brand is very unique, because it's one of the few brands I've come across where I'm like, that's a brand. There's always I never would have assumed you'd make something like this. This is everything I see. It's quality, it's cool, and it's different. And there's wallets, there's keychains, there's hoodies. Do you come up with all of that?
I mean, I kind of come up with most of them. I brainstorm with Wavy Dan sometimes on things, but usually I try to come up with things that I know are going to be used, that people can use, that's not too much, but still gives them the feeling of, what they're looking for, like a keychain or something, that becomes a most used item. And so, I think about what I use, I wouldn't make anything or sell anything that I wouldn't use personally. So that's kind of how I think about all the things of the pillows, my little cuddle buddy, or, just whatever, my friend taking on an adventure, all these things. And the hats, I wear them for different expression. Even the wallets and stuff. I love wallets and accessories and things like that, because I feel like they're unisex, and no matter what you identify as a person or whatever, you can use these things without feeling like, oh, I'm, being too one of this way or that way. So I like to keep it very open and free, for people to feel how you want.
Yeah.
Do
you have a goal overall with Martha's World as a brand?
Yeah. I have a goal. I want it to be able to be like Ralph Lauren and Martha Stewart type of thing, where there's home goods and livable thing and products, and there's different levels of the fashions, for the high fashion and all these things, and workwear and muddy stuff, outerwear. stuff like that. So I just want it to be a usable brand for humans that are able to use it no matter what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to be able to really make sure that when I'm offering a product of whichever place, like category, that it's going to be something that's usable and can be used by people who actually do it.
All right, Makonnen, what can you tell me about that Tisha talk?
The Tisha talk, I can't really tell you nothing about it. It's just, secret.
All right.
Secrecy.
Well, I saw a video done by another Portland legend, Cyber Drips.
Yep.
What's it like? Or no, before I get into that, what was your first interaction with Cyber Drips?
I saw some of his videos online and thought it was really sick. And then I reached out to him, and then we linked up at the studio, talked, chatted, and got straight to work.
Hard.
Yeah.
Who do you think your favorite videographer to work with in Portland so far is?
I like working with Cyber Drips. I like working with Zach Olson.
Shout out Zach.
I like working with Lost Mind Visuals, Lassen. I haven't worked with you yet because you be playing.
It'd be like that.
So yeah, I mean, I like a lot of stuff. I'm really trying to work with I have enough videos for every director and photographer in Portland to do one. So it's like, if y'all see that and you're like, oh well, I want to do a video, it's like,
hit him up. Songs.
Yeah, hit me up. I've got songs. I've got work. It's just who wants to do the work. Who wants to get to it and do the work. And it's not even just work. It's like, it's fun, engaging stuff to show off your talent, to show off your skill, and maybe put you on a platform to where you get the biggest job of your life, But it's like, at first you at least need to just start and do it. And that's how I've always been. And that's why I like to keep it and do it. You know what I'm saying? I hate, honestly, when we started getting into like paying everybody to do work, it just lost everything. It's just like this is just too much money. You're not even doing it. It's just bullshit. This is just industry bullshit. It's not fun.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy being on set. I don't enjoy any of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'd be able to connect with these people here. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to break my pocket. I'm not trying to have them jump through fucking hoops to do some shit. It's like, yo, let's just swap out and trade, for each other's services. And then boom, we go and, see where it goes.
Would you consider yourself an artist?
I guess. I don't even know anymore. I would just consider myself a human, and I'm just trying to survive and make as much money as I can. And with the skills that I've been able to obtain from my experiences through life, the best way for me to do that so far has been through art.
What is Oregon Trail Sessions, and how did that start?
The Oregon Trail Sessions started with Jason and Snugs. Jason from Burn Money Studios, Snugs is the artist, and Sam and Boca from Produce and all that. And we went on music retreats in Oregon and to, get some time away from the studio and stuff like that, to just have like a nature retreat where you can also relax and make music and be creative and connect with your fellow, Oregonian or whoever wants to go out on the trail and be able to just have some, fun, memorable experiences that's not really to, work, studio, all that type of thing. But like, no, let's go outside. Let's go cook. Let's walk to the lake. Let's, have some nature. Let's engage in different environments, so when we go back to that work environment where we do it, it's more of a pleasurable experience, and we can connect more and be able to move easier and flow and not be constrained to time limits and engineers have to do this and be here and all that stuff. So it's just more like a little retreat where artists get to kind of have fun and create without boundary and judgment.
What's your favorite thing to come out of the Oregon Trail Sessions so far?
One of the songs this weekend with me and Snugs that was on Pink Nails, Jason and Sam made the beat, and I remember them playing it for like, hours, and we were all just loving it, and I couldn't think of anything to it. I just loved the beat so much. And then when I got back, I listened to the rough that I put down, and I was like, oh, I hear it, and then we end up completing the song. So that was one of the best things that I remember. I mean, it's always a fun experience every time because there's always different people and there's different locations, so we get to really experience the diversity of Oregon.
How did the project Pink Nails come together?
I just wanted to put something out for the summer to have fun, and everybody was loving the pink and the pink nails, and Barbie and all that good stuff was out, and hip hop was loving pink nails, so I thought that I would name a little project after it. And Rich Daytona produced the title track, Pink Nails, as well.
Speaking of Rich, when did you meet Rich Daytona?
I met him in maybe 2018, 19 sometime. And then we just made music together and hung out. But I just really enjoy making music with him because we could like play stuff from scratch and, just we're kind of around the same age, so we've kind of seen a lot of the same thing here on Earth, so we can kind of draw from a lot of the same experiences or compatible experiences. And so, it's just good with the songwriting and the music making. It just feels really natural, It doesn't feel forced and stuff, so I really enjoy that when I'm making music. And, I like to make stuff that I'm going to enjoy, and so I make that with him, and we're able to play it,
Yeah.
which is, I feel like a good thing.
Who do you feel like it is a artist in Portland that is actually not, it doesn't even have to be music related, or it doesn't even have to be Portland related. Do you feel like there is an artist current day that is actually pushing the boundaries that gives you hope for the future?
I don't really pay attention right now. I've personally been dealing with a lot of other things in my life than really keeping up with the latest artist who's doing whatever now, because I always feel like myself, I am still that artist that does that and push the boundaries. And I haven't really seen much of that from anybody on my radar, you know what I mean? But I'm not really looking at the end of the day. So, I like the Portland scene. I think that that's pushing something that's new and creative and I think unique that can really become a big global phenomenon, you know what I'm saying? I think that really, is something different. And I don't know, I'm just seeing technology be pushing the scene or pushing art and all that stuff the most. And so I'm excited with that type of stuff, with the AI and the artwork of how you can just have so much access and possibilities to do so many different things now that, a person with a lack of skills wasn't able to do. And so now I feel like it was able to level out the playing field and all that and is able to, help. And some people like it and some people hate it, It's like, if you were a trained pianist in piano and now all of a sudden everybody can just make loops. It's like, oh, I hate that, But at the end of the day, the guy who probably didn't have enough money to pay for piano classes, it's like, I love it. So at the end of the day, you just have to make things work for you. But then after that, it's like the pianist who knows how to play all the things. You can maybe make a sound bank of all your original things and sell it to all those people out there who don't know how to play the piano but want to use piano riffs. So it's like you all have to just adapt your mind and perspective on how it can work out for you. And a lot of people just with mind of everything, they just think like, oh, if something's happening, it's the death of me.
Yeah.
If so-and-so's doing a fucking podcast, then that means my show's not going to work. If this thing is that thing is that thing. And it's like, you just have to stay positive within yourself and your mind daily because nobody else is going to try to bring and push any positivity into you.
What is your relationship with patriotism?
My relationship with patriotism, I really don't know. At the end of the day, was born in America. It wasn't my choice. But I'm glad I was, and so I'm happy with the choice that was made. And I just love America because it's my home, even with all its faults and everything that it has, just like any home, you know what I'm saying, like any place. And I've just am proud to be an American because this is where I've been able to do all the things that I've been able to do as Makonnen. And, I feel like that has been a great big treasure for me. And, I just feel like it's my only home. I can't I tried to go to other countries and be like, oh, I love it. And I've just seen everybody so filled with their own proudness of where they come from in their country. And so I was like, well, hey, I need to go do the same for myself.
Right.
So my whole patriotism isn't for the world. It isn't for others to feel like, oh, I'm against them or whatever. It's like, dude, this is for me. I'm from here. I live here. I love the place it is. Yeah, it needs help getting cleaned up. And I want to help clean it up. So if anybody has a problem with it, they can fucking leave.
It's a very confusing thing to me because, America is a lot of a melting pot, and you see people that represent their cultures heavy on their sleeves, and people should be happy for that. But it's one of those things that you think Americans should also be like in that same, like the whole reason why this place exists, a melting pot, is celebration of cultures. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think that people just need to celebrate themselves instead of trying to follow somebody else's celebration. And that's where the confusion happens. Is maybe that you're having a celebration for your thing, and so now I need to try to come and imitate your thing so that I can have a celebration, rather than it's like, oh, you got celebrated for your thing, I got celebrated for my thing, boom, we both got celebrated. I don't need to try to imitate you and be a bigger celebration than your celebration was and make you feel less than now and say nobody could ever top my celebration of that. It's just like.
It's one of those things that. What would you say to younger kids in America that hate it here and assume that it's better everywhere else just because it's not America?
Well, I think that those younger kids should wait till they're of age to go and visit those other places and go try living over there and visit them and see if the grass is greener on the other side. But while you're here, you shouldn't be having a negative time about the other place being better. Just focus on what you can do here to get to where you need to go.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility being a role model to so many artists?
No. I'm not a role model to artists, to so many artists. I don't think so. And I don't feel any responsibility to them. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody needs to be responsible for themselves, especially if you're going to come into art.
Yeah.
I just, if you're going to be in art, then you need to take full responsibility as an adult of what you're doing as an artist and what you're doing. And I don't think too many people need to follow behind others and their models. It's like find your model, stay in the rules of the law or whatever it is, but do your thing, and I think we need to stop looking to so many others for, I don't know, role model and advice stuff and start, taking some steps, start falling, start having some fails so that you can be knowledgeable on the experience firsthand rather than hearing about a hearsay, she say, and what they say, because everybody's experience is different.
What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is Halloween and Valentine's Day. I like them both.
What allures you to Halloween?
Not the candy. I like the darkness and being able to talk to the dead and talking to the spirits and being able to, when the veil is at its thinnest.
Are you a fan of scary movies at all?
Sure. I love scary movies, if they're scary.
What is a movie that you think is scary? Or what's your favorite horror movie? Just like a recent one you've watched.
I don't know. I like Cabin in the Woods a lot, which was a recent one where they're like on that cabin trip and
I love that
there's
movie.
like all these like so-called, that whole thing. But I don't know. I don't know. I love ghost stories. I like, paranormal shit. I love slashers and killers and serial killers and fucking, all that type of shit. I like a lot of stuff. I like Hannibal and all that. I don't know if that's horror, but I don't know. I don't know what a favorite horror movie is,
What is a horror movie that, maybe not even a horror movie, but what's a movie that like is a core memory that like traumatized you as a kid?
Well, it didn't traumatize me, but The Exorcist traumatized my cousin, right? And
The Exorcist?
Yeah, the original one, I guess. And my older cousin, I used to really look up to him a lot, and like always used to, try to listen to everything on culture and life and stuff. And when he told me like he didn't watch it because it gave him nightmares, I was like, I'm never gonna watch it. And so even as they make new reboots and stuff, I'm still like, nah. So yeah. But the X-Files used to scare me a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be freaked the fuck out. I like couldn't sleep by myself type shit. And now shit used to be on TV. And I was like, yo, they tripping. I think it was the psychological stuff around it too that really used to get me. Yeah. There was one where like this guy would like eat people. He would go inside them, like maybe from their asshole or some shit, and like live inside them and then jump out from their stomach and go find the next host. It was so crazy. And like he couldn't walk, and so he was like crawling his legs on like some little board. That was the scariest shit of my life. I was like, bruh, hell no. And I've been scared of that ever since. And I always try to like, damn, I want to find this episode and go watch it as an adult to see if I'm still scared. But yeah, haven't found it.
Yeah, make that happen. This is kind of super off topic and really has nothing to do with anything. But would you ever act in a movie or like a horror movie?
Yeah, I would love to. I wanted to be an actor before I did anything else.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But didn't work out.
Did you ever like be in any plays or anything like that?
Yeah, I was Narcissist in the play as a kid. I was the Rock in Bethlehem in fucking a fucking Nazareth play as a kid. It was like, great, I'm a fucking Rock. We was just like
like you were like just like a rock.
A
like
rock. Just like, hold up, where's this little thing? And it was like me and a few other guys. But I felt it was slightly racist. Because I was one of the only colored people in the whole goddamn school. And it's like, why am I a rock? It's like, yeah, just put that gray shit on and sit over there. And I was playing like, you know, just Frozen. So yeah. What I would love to do more, I would love to help write it at least and have parts of the script of what's going on and sort of be able to improvise of what it is rather than just taking something and doing it like that, you know. Like,
do you ever have ideas for like movies or scripts or anything like that?
Yeah, of course. I've got a lot of movies ideas.
Like what? Like what kind of genre?
Like I have one in Oregon called Vampire Valley. Where it's like these vampires that live in Willamette Valley, and they're really like the runners of society and stuff, and so they've totally like legalized drugs and homelessness and stuff so that they can like prey on all these like victims and stuff.
Sounds like a documentary.
Yeah, well, they were able to prey on these victims, and that, you know, people just write all these victims off, like, you know, oh, you're just on drugs or you're homeless, and then they have like this whole big fucking secret center where they're like cloning people and making all type of creatures and shit in the woods and stuff, and like, you know, that's where like the whole Sasquatch sighting and all those things came from, is because it was like a you know, like one of the escaped creatures type of thing, and so they have to keep everything secret. And then because it rains all the time in the gray, it's like it's easy for like all these different creatures to roam around and not really get seen and stuff. And then there's like a portal as well that goes to like aliens and all type of shit. But then yeah, and so then, like, you know, they legalize the drugs and all this stuff, and so that, you know, if anybody ran up to you on the street, say, oh my God, I just got left out of the fucking center, and then they were claiming aliens, and I was like, oh dude, you're on fucking crack. Or meth or fent or weed or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And so then, you know, they legalize marijuana and stuff up here in these northern states, the Northwest, because there's a lot of Sasquatch sightings and all these different creatures. And so when you go back and try to tell, like, oh, I saw a UFO, I saw anything, they're like, oh, you're just high. We've legalized weed. Can't take it too serious.
So you would want to make movies that like have, what is this? They're kind of like there's like allegories for like real life in it, kind of. Kind of like playing on it, maybe
like playing on the places in the center. You know
like
what I'm saying?
It feels very,
but real like fantasy of the place. What I mean, but you know,
like
we're like
using it like the vampires are an allegory for this, the creatures,
and then, so that people like in Portland and he'll be like, oh my God, it's like Vampire Valley.
Because I mean, that's it's kind of how reality is.
And then, you know, it becomes like a thing like Harry Potter, and then we can build the whole Vampire Valley mansion and the whole play and the whole land, and everybody can just come through and have big ceremonies of the whole thing reenacted.
I mean, literally since I was a kid, I've always had grand ideas of like some big like vampire, werewolf, universal monster like universe thing. So I totally get it. Yeah. Like, since we've gotten into the acting and the movie thing, what do you wish that people knew about you more or asked about you more outside of the world of rap?
My sexuality, and if I'm gay, or is it just a act?
Do people still think that?
My friend Rich Daytona does. He thinks that it's just an act.
He's a conspiracy theorist. So.
He's deep conspiracy. So, yeah.
What's a conspiracy that you subscribe to, like you think is real?
A conspiracy that I think is real? So, I think that the aliens...
Well, I mean, this is recording.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that the aliens...
Fix this. Just keep talking.
Actually are interdimensional beings, and that when we see them in like the little gray or whatever that we see them in, those things, there's actually suits that they're in for them to be in this sort of playing field or this sort of reality, because their natural little spiritual molecule fragmental bodies can't really fractalize here. So yeah, that's what I think. I also think there's gay aliens too. Hey, come probe me.
Is it true that you're gonna tour Tuesday for the 10th anniversary?
I hope so. You know, I would love to get that going, but I have to deal with a whole bunch of business stuff coming up in February and March, where I have to go over a whole overhaul and fucking fire people and hire people and this whole little situation.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
And it's like, yeah, I really don't even care to go on a 10th anniversary tour. It's like, I think we did it, guys. We had fun. That's awesome. Shouts out to all the 10-year-olds named Tuesday.
Was it not your idea? I only asked that because I saw it in an article.
It was my idea, and in a perfect world, I would love to go to 50 states in America and do maybe 2 cities a state, and yeah, do it like that. But to do once a week, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe somebody calls me and say, hey, we have the Tuesday tour. You just perform every Tuesday night, different city.
That would be kind of crazy.
$75,000 to $125,000 a show. We need you there for 30 minutes and maybe an hour after to parlay, mingle, and say we're the greatest city in America on a Tuesday.
Would you ever tour with your old Awful Records collaborators?
Sure. I would tour with anybody who I ever toured with. Anybody.
The Father McConnen tour is, I need that. Personally.
Yeah, I think we all do. And, my ego is so low that I will not sit up there and say I will tour with everybody, but McConnen has the headline. But I was also thinking of something else. Something even better.
Like what?
Than a tour.
Like?
A festival.
Okay.
Not Depressed Fest. Another one. An I Love McConnen Fest.
Okay.
And all the artists that are on the bill are
Ones
artists
you created?
No, not ones that I've created, but ones that I've collaborated with.
That would be hard.
So they show their love to McConnen by going and playing the whole set, and then of course McConnen comes out with that song that they have together to close the set.
Would you do that here or in Atlanta?
I would love to do it in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bougie.
I don't think Atlanta agrees with the type of stuff that I'm trying to do, and that's smoke weed every day. All right. So Oregon would actually be even better because we can also do shrooms. Hey, shouts out Oregon. I've been trying to make a whole festival in Oregon, not just even for McConnen, but just like a festival in Oregon where we could take all the food carts, some nice beer fucking people out there, distilleries, and have a whole setup out there in the woods for a weekend, bring in all type of acts from, everything from EDM to folk music to fucking, whatever people want to do in Oregon and have a good time and just be free, kind of like Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe call it Martha's World in Oregon. Boom. I just need funding. Probably $2 million from every company here that has over $1 billion annually in sales.
And there's definitely a lot in Oregon.
Sick. So it sounds like we should get this done. Right, Oregon?
Yeah.
Right. McConnen for governor.
Nike, hit us up.
Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Columbia, all of you guys can hit us up. Pendleton, whoever. I'm here. I'm available. And I am single. So if there's a CEO out there who is looking for the love of his life, I'm just saying.
Oh, shit. Future sugar daddy might be watching.
I don't need a future sugar daddy. I need a future stockholder. Okay.
Stockholder daddy.
Stockholder daddy. Shouts out.
Speaking of festivals, what is your favorite festival you've ever performed on?
I loved all of them that I performed on, All of them were really great.
Is it your favorite kind of show to
Even
do?
the one in Poland where I didn't have any fucking weed. It's the only fucking country in the whole world where McConnen, the gay icon, international fashion finder, could not get weed at. So, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I love performing them all. Yeah, I love the festival because it's really like very diverse. You know what I mean? And so then it's like, yeah, can you hold it down up there on that stage? Can you give them some of this? Can you give them some of that? Can you give them some of this? Can you give them some of that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm up here giving y'all all of that. Okay. I remember I closed this festival in France, and it was just me up there with a fucking mic and my DJ, and it's like 16,000 people out there, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I don't even perform like this. Thank you guys. So yeah, it was fun. I lost a lot of weight performing. Hardcore cardio, sweating. I could never wear the same outfit as soon as I got off stage. It's just drenched. Secretary Booty Juice. Colon.
The muscle shirt era of Makonnen was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too. I was just really doing that for my boyfriend at the time, who really never even claimed that officially we were boyfriends. So look at that. All that time I was up there like, bitch, I'm with my man. I'm with my man. I'm overseas. His bitch calling. She mad because I'm with him. We over here shirts off, drunk. He laying up on me. He rubbing my inner thigh. In America, they say it's gay. Overseas, they say it's hey. No, I'm just playing.
Have you ever gotten into like any legal trouble outside of the States?
Yes. I got in trouble in Germany one time for smoking a joint outside of the show. I was co-headlining with G-Eazy. And it's like, bitch, I'm on the pass. Nigga, this me smoking. They're like, no, we don't care. You, And I was like, wow, y'all treated me bad because I'm a colored. My little blonde hair ain't even working on y'all.
What year was that?
2016. But then also when I was in Tomorrowland and Boom, Belgium, the fucking dog smelt my goddamn ketamine, which wasn't mine. I was sneaking it in from my fucking boyfriend at the time. Dumbass. And because I had backstage, you know what I'm saying? Because I was an artist and they was just a concert goer, a commoner. No, I'm just playing. I still love him. But yeah, so I was like, I could sneak it in through backstage. I'm finna go see Steve Aoki and all these motherfuckers back here, and they know me, girl. And so I was like, boom, boom, boom. And then this one bitch saw me. She's like, color, hold up. Take that dog on there. Dog came through, smelled the motherfucking ketamine. I'm like, you little bitch. So I held that ketamine in my ass, okay, and dropped them other little pills on the floor. And then they went through my wallet and found my LSD tabs. And I was like, bitch. And they was like, you know what, we taking your ID and you're gonna have to go get it back after the show. And I was like, oh my God, I'm ruined. So I went in there and did the show, saw my stupid ass boyfriend X, and said, here goes your dumb ass ketamine. Take that shit over there with your motherfucking boys and go get dumb. I'm finna go on stage with Steve Aoki and turn this bitch out. Went up there, played the song, did the whole Snapchat shit, and then was like, I need this lady from Vice, because they was over there doing a little fucking, they was like, Makonnen, come in, whatever. And so I was like, look, I'm gonna need you to go over there and get my ID with me, girl. They got it at the police station. So we went over there and they was like, it's just 250 euros. And so I was like, okay, girl, thank you. Paid them the 250 euros, went back, saw my man, and pretty much broke up with him that night and was like, you know what, this has been the best little fucking gay summer honeymoon of my goddamn life, and one day I might make a movie about it and it'll be better than Call Me By Your Name, okay? But it's like, I know you got to go back to Australia and live your kingly life, and I'm sure you got plenty bitches in line to be your wife, and I know that your father got everything set up for your musclehead ass so that you can have 5 different motherfucking places from Sydney to goddamn Melbourne to motherfucking wherever the hell. And yeah, I'm just gonna go back to America on this little kick, like, I just might be gay, but I don't know because we didn't fuck, but we just had a lot of gay situations going on where like we sleeping in bed with underwear on in the same bed. Like, we not like cuddling, but it's like, you know, we there. It's like, I know my baby daddy's on the other side of the bed keeping that shit warm. All right. But yeah, but stuff like that. And so, yeah. And so then I was like, well, damn, I felt like that was gay. I went back to America, talked to my gay friend, like, bitch, I just did the whole little, and she was like, that's your husband, girl, you gay. And I was like, what? I'm gay? I was like, I can't be. I was like, no. I mean, like, I know the guys give me a lot of attention, okay? It was like a lot to where it was OD, to where I'm like, damn, let the girls take a picture first. And then I was like, oh, wow, maybe this is it. Maybe this is my fucking life. Fuck my music career. Fuck America. Fuck all of that. I'm going to go marry my husband in Australia and become, you know, Nicole Kidman. And yeah, didn't work out. So I was like, you know what? I'm finna come out as gay, blow that bitch up on the whole motherfucking site, blew up the whole internet. Everybody was like, oh my God. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, and I was like, yeah, I did that for y'all. At the end of the day, I wasn't even that gay. I was fucking plenty of girls, had girls all on my bumper, had more guys on my fronter though. Okay. And then I was like, I fucking had this crazy, maybe it was a fucking drugged out ketamine and ecstasy love experience in Australia. And I'm just like, you know, I'm living it. And then I got back to America and stepped into reality, and niggas was like, oh, and I was like, oh, damn. Niggas hate on my little gay paradise. Anyway, let me come back to America and, you know, be nice. And so then I met Lil Peep, and then all that situation happened, and he passed away, and then became depressed again. And then that's how I became here at Depressed Fest 2024, where I'm headlining.
Is Depressed Fest a real festival?
It's a real festival. We're still working on it, first of all. And yeah, Rich Daytona is headlining as well, but I'm bigger headlining, all right? And we still need to get a whole bunch of other acts who want to come perform in the name of expression like depression. All right. Mm-hmm. And we don't have a location yet to have it at, but you know, we have the whole idea and concept behind it. And of course I got the songs for it.
So Depressed Fest is also a project?
Depressed Fest is a song.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to make the whole project Depressed Fest 2024, but I know how powerful my words are, okay? Mm-hmm. And so I couldn't give them the whole project like that, because then the whole world been depressed all 2024. So I was like, no, let me go ahead and just make that into a song. Mm-hmm. And now the project, I don't have a name for it, but I was just thinking M24.
Hard.
Mm-hmm.
When you make projects, do you have a sound in mind, or do you just make songs and then come back to it later?
I just make sure that shit is what? Gay. All right. If my real gays, my inner gay can't fuck with it, then I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I know it'd be gangsta, it'd be this, it'd be that, it'd be soft, it'd be all that, but it's like, it's got to have that real like gay in there, because as a gay, music is one of the most powerful messages and confidence builders in my life, and has been, and so has been for a few of my other friends. So it's like, you know, boom, since I got the platform and the voice to do it, I might as well try to show my talent into doing it and making it. So I just have to make sure that shit gives my gays what they fucking need to read a bitch for filth. Okay? Shouts out RuPaul too, because I swear they be listening to some of that Ilovemakonnen music, because they've been picking up on a lot of my little innuendos and stuff I've been saying from way back in 2016. Okay.
Like what specifically?
Like back again. Okay, that was on my song Drink More Water 6 from 2016. Yes.
Would you ever make a song with RuPaul?
Of course. RuPaul called me, you can get whatever, whenever, however. You understand? I'm
surprised you've never been asked to be a guest judge before.
Well, you know, I really don't prance around my gay like all these other people be doing. So, you know, my gay's like a, you know what I'm saying? It's like a hidden weapon.
Yeah.
You know, it is. It's like, yeah, you think that I don't have that gay shit in here, but it's in here, hon. But if RuPaul says, Makonnen, I want you to come and be a judge, and I want you to bring the gay,
you're there.
It's like, bitch, I'm giving you Atlanta's gayest. So, yeah. I was thinking about having a little drag race out here in Portland now. Makonnen's little drag.
There's a huge drag scene here. Martha's World Drag Show would go tough.
That would.
You could do it too, like live judges and everything. It'd be crazy.
I'm thinking Makonnen's little, what's not a race? Makonnen's drag scrimmage.
Scrimmage?
Okay, that's not the opposite of race. That's a game, pre-game. So what's a pre-race? Training.
Yeah. Boot camp, drag boot camp.
Sick. Okay, girls, let me tell you what you need. I'm not a drag queen, but I've seen plenty and many, all right, from all over the world. And so I know what good drag looks like. And even if you just want to be a male dressing up as a female trying to give some fishy wet, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I can judge that and let you know. I definitely want to have something where I can judge the people and tell them, like, you know, oh, yes, So they could always say, well, Makonnen told me, ooh, yes,
What was it like judging on the Flow show?
That was cool. It was, I felt it was a little long, but it was cool. I just wanted to give a lot of good, positive critique to everybody and not really kill no dreams. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all want to make a little show where y'all want the bitch, Mr. Bitch, to be up there, just reading for filth, creative criticism, Still gonna get your good knowledge in there. But it's like, if y'all want me to just be up there giving that, I could do that as entertainment and joking, you know what I'm saying? But I know that words can hurt and stuff, because I've been on the receiving end of many hurtful words and phrases.
When one of the first times I ever talked to you, you pitched this idea that I'm curious about if it like exists anywhere that you've been from, of like a venue having like essentially like something kind of like that, where any artist could come in, small, big, 1 listener, 1 billion listeners.
Yeah, and play, and if the crowd fucks with you, you won.
Yeah, like people.
It's
all
that's
based
what we
off
need.
Audience reaction.
It's based off the audience. If the crowd says boo, no, then hey, that crowd said boo, no. If that crowd said yes, we fuck with it. That crowd said yes, we fuck with it. I think we need to have that, and also maybe some judges that could be like, yeah, judges said that shit was this, that shit was that. We love it, So if y'all want to do a Portland's Got Talent and make me the Simon Cowell, we need to do Portland's McConnen of Love, and I get to maybe pick out guys and maybe go on dates with them.
A McConnen dating show?
Yeah.
On the Americans on Camera channel?
I think that'll be great. And we can do our little one-on-one date at Sizzle Pie. I can take them to Friendship Kitchen and all these different things. And they can have a confessional and be like, how did you feel? Do you really like McConnen, or are you just doing this for this bullshit? Like,
I would love that.
Sure. Do you really like McConnen, or are you just doing this for the bullshit clout? And it's like, I'm really trying to find love. From 18 to 130, I'm available. And if your money is sitting higher, you get priority.
Do you feel like people have tried to date you for clout?
No, of course not. Can't nobody date me. Motherfuckers are scared. Can't nobody date me. That's a big task. You know what I'm saying? That's like being the king of goddamn England. You know what I mean? It's like, if you, say you date McConnen and you become into the king of England title, right? And everybody's like, oh, we fuck with you. But then after that, you may have cheated on McConnen.
Fucked.
There ain't no coming back from that, hon. But if McConnen cheated on you, still ain't no coming back from that. But McConnen would just break up with you. And then it's like, damn, you just got broke out the kingdom. What did you do? You was just up in there. I'm going to say this, okay? Since I have some time to leave you with words of rhyme, maybe I'll give you a windfall, or maybe I'll give you a chime.
Ooh.
But either way, today you heard a message from not just the gay, the warden of all gays in gay prison. So thank you for the listen, and we will see you on the next mission.
All right, this has been the Halloweenville Podcast. I love you. I love McConnen.
I love you too. He's born after me. He tried to have my birthday. So
I'm born on April 12th. I can show you my ID right now.
hey, as a fellow April 12th, but we all.
I'm a true April 12th. All right. Good night.
All right, bye, y'all. I didn't mean to be that gay.